Preaching of Islam. The Prophet ﷺ began to preach Islam now. Khadija radhiyallahu anha, his wife, Ali radhiyallahu anhu, his cousin aged 8, Abu Bakr radhiyallahu anhu, his friend, and Zayd bin Haritha radhiyallahu anhu, his slave, accepted Islam the very first day. Their acceptance of Islam was a very strong proof of their trust in the Prophet's truthfulness, as they had been close witnesses of his private and public life for 40 years. Bilal radhiyallahu anhu, Amr bin Abasa radhiyallahu anhu, and Khalid bin Sa'ad bin As radhiyallahu anhu also embraced Islam after a few days. Abu Bakr radhiyallahu anhu was a wealthy businessman and had a cloth shop in Mecca. He had a wide circle of friends and acquaintances. Upon his call, Uthman bin Affan radhiyallahu anhu, Zubair, Abdul Rahman bin Auf, Talha, and Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas radhiyallahu anhu came to the fold of Islam. After them, Abu Ubaidah, Amir bin Abdullah bin al-Jarrah radhiyallahu anhu, later known as Aminul Ummah, the trustee of the community, Abdul Asad bin Bilal, Uthman bin Maz'un, Amir bin Fuhayra Azdi, Abu Huzaifa bin Utbar, Sa'b bin Uthman bin Maz'un, and Arqam Sahabas entered into Islam. In women, after Mu'mineen, mother of the believers, Hazrat Khadija radhiyallahu anha, Fazl, wife of the Prophet's uncle Abbas radhiyallahu anhu, Asma bint Umayz, Asma bint Abu Bakr, and Fatma, sister of Umar, became Muslims. In those days, Muslims used to say their salah, prayers, in a valley. Once when the Prophet ﷺ was saying his salah there with Hazrat Ali, Abu Talib, his uncle, accidentally came upon them. Surprised at the new way of saying prayers, he stopped there and watched them. When they completed their prayers, he inquired of them what religion that was. The Prophet ﷺ replied that it was the religion of their grandfather, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. Abu Talib told them that although he was not willing to embrace that religion, they had his full support to follow it. He also assured the Prophet ﷺ that nobody would dare to oppose him. The Prophet ﷺ preached Islam in secret for 3 years. But now the time for inviting people openly had arrived, and so the Quranic message was revealed to him. Herefore proclaim openly Allah's message. Al-Hijr 94. He also received the instruction, and warn your tribe, O Muhammad, of near kindred. Ash-Shu'ara 214. One day, the Prophet ﷺ asked Hazrat Ali to arrange for a feast. In fact, this was the first occasion for him to convey the message of Islam openly. The whole family of Abdul Muttalib, including Hamza, Abu Talib, and Abbas, were invited. After they finished eating, the Prophet ﷺ stood up at his place and thus addressed the guests. I have brought such a thing which would suffice for a person both in this world as well as in the hereafter. Who will help me in shouldering this heavy burden? All present in the gathering remained silent. Suddenly, Hazrat Ali stood up and said, Although I am suffering from pain in my eyes and my legs are thin, I will help you. It was an odd sight for the Quraysh to see that 2 persons, one of whom was only 13 years old, were announcing their intention to change the world. They could not control their laughter. But future developments proved that what the 2 said at that time turned out to be a reality later. One day the Prophet ﷺ ascended the Mount Safa and called the people from there. When they gathered, he asked them, Do you consider me truthful or a liar? The audience replied in one voice, We have never heard you uttering a lie or saying an indecent thing. We know you as Sadiq, the truthful, and Amin, the trustworthy. The Prophet ﷺ said thereupon, Look, I am standing now on top of the hill while you stand beneath. I am thus able to see at both sides of the hill. If I tell you that I am seeing a band of armed bandits the other side which intends to attack Makkah, will you believe it? "Certainly," they replied, "because we have no reason to disbelieve a person of integrity like you, especially when you are standing at a high place from where you could see both sides." The Prophet ﷺ said, "This was an example to make my point clear. Now know it that death is close at hand, and that you have to appear in front of Allah. I am seeing the world after death as clearly as you are seeing the present world." The Prophet ﷺ made an attempt this way to show them the role of a prophet and to convince them by giving an example that it was possible for a person to see the hereafter while thousands of others were not able to see it. Hey, amazing my YouTube family! Thank you for watching Spiritual Miracle Tales. We hope these stories have touched your heart and inspired your soul. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe to our channel and share these tales with your friends and family. Your support helps us bring more uplifting and miraculous stories to the community. May peace and blessings be upon you. Stay tuned for more inspiring tales. Don't forget to like, comment, and spread the love.